on me, and I didn't feel like playing anymore. I was like, you know what? I done conquered enough ground as far as exploring and what I had to do in Tartarus. So I just decided to cut it off, and I ended up just watching some stuff on YouTube and Amazon Prime, and it was alright. Like it was damn, I can't remember the name of the movie. I gotta learn this actor's name. Like, if you ever watch the series Smallville, which is like one of my favorite series, it's about young Clark Kent in Kansas, and his journey throughout high school and to becoming what the world knows as Superman. And it's a guy, he plays Jimmy. I thought he did a great job as Jimmy. Like, he was really memorable with me, and I was like, oh man, he is doing really well out of all of the Smallville cast. He's the only one that has consistently been in multiple movies. Like, the guy from Smallville was in like one, which was cheaper by the dozen. The Lana Lang chick, she was Chun-Li, and she was in another maybe a show or movie or some shit like that. I can't remember, but everybody else just kind of like as far as the main role. Oh, and the guy who played Lex Luthor was in like a couple other movies, but this guy, the one who played Jimmy, has been in a lot of movies. Like, he has a repertoire of movies that are on Amazon as him as the leading role. So I was just kind of shocked, like, damn, bro, and he's been in other movies, like big screen movies too. But I was watching the movie with him in it. His wife died, and she was killed, and he was out for revenge. And I ended up passing out, because like that was like the end of the day. But before that, I was like on YouTube, and I was looking up stuff. I was looking up stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. As far as YouTube videos, like what's going on. Like, I noticed that Final Fantasy 14, which I miss. I haven't played in some months. Like I said, when I was playing it before, I was like, I'm going on a hiatus because I can't do it. Like, I had grinded so much. The last time I renewed my subscription. That's what I love about Final Fantasy. You don't have to have an ongoing subscription. You can stop playing anytime and pick up where you left off at. That's what I love so much about the game. And the game is so ginormous that I've been playing for like 2 years, off and on, because when it came out with the Stormblood extension pack, that's when I had got into the game, and then I had beat Stormblood, but then my account got banned 3 times. I was so hurt. Like, I was so hurt. I was mad as fuck. I didn't play for like 2 years after that, and then all of a sudden Shadowbringers came out, Dawn Trail came out, and then the one before Dawn Trail came out. So I'm like, damn, 3 expansion packs came out, and now they're coming out with another one that makes your level 110 in January. And it's like, I don't know if they're gonna keep going or what, but I hope they do, because there's so much cool stuff in Final Fantasy that I just I love. And like, my objective when I do start playing again is I want my wings. Like, they have these wing mounts now where your character literally becomes an angel, and you could fly and everything in the game. You could swim underwater, you can use your mounts underwater, You could buy houses. It's so much stuff you could do. Apartments. You could craft almost anything. You know, weapons, accessories, gear. You know what I mean? Like you can even craft furniture for your house. No cap. And I'm like, damn, you know what? These wings is looking tight, but the only thing about getting the wings is they are a part of the last expansion pack's content. They are a part of the primals. The primals are these boss fights that are part of that expansion pack story, and each time you beat one on extreme mode, they drop certain items, you know, craft material to make weapons or armor or something, you know, specifically only can be made by the stuff that these primals drop. And then they drop, sometimes they drop 2 mounts, sometimes they drop 1 mount, depending on the difficulty level of the fight. They'll drop 2 mounts or 1. And I was like, damn, you know, I haven't haven't had the initiative to go past Shadowbringers when I had started up my recent subscription, because I was trying to hold out to play with a friend. Like my buddy who's in the military, he was like, bro, you know, he the only reason why I started playing the game again. He was like, bro, why don't you you know, I've been wanting to play Final Fantasy. I know you love the game. And he was like, you know, why don't you play with me? And I was like, what? Fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Do you know how much work you got to put in on this motherfucker to really stand out amongst other people? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might not be planning for that, but you know, I mean, even just to have like, well, me, I'm personally, I am hold on 1 second. Personally, I am a competitive person, and not only am I competitive, but I'm also like particular about my completion status in games. And one thing about me, every expansion pack before I got to the one I'm on, I've cleared every primal fight, got every mount from each primal. I've done the extra content in each expansion pack, like the Realm Reborn, the first expansion pack. They have Palace of the Dead. I completely murked Palace of the Dead. Like, I got all the mounts that you can get from Palace of the Dead. I got all the items you can get from Palace of the Dead. And I've gotten all the gear that you can get from Palace of the Dead, because you can get you can get swords, shields, minions, glams. Glams are clothes that you can put on that don't really give you a substantial stat boost or anything like that. They just give you the aesthetics, so you can see, you know, what would it look like, you know, or if you want to throw some of the pieces together from there to create an outfit, you could do that. That's how versatile the game is. It's very, 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 very free, because you could do a lot of stuff, like and they have so much gear. Like the fashion sense in there is astounding, and the gear list it's intense because it's so much shit. And then now with Final Fantasy, there's no level restrictions, so you could be like 1 and wear a gear set that's level 99. Not like the stats and stuff, but you can glam it so it looks like that gear. But you can't wear it though. Like you can't actually put it on because it's, you know, restricted for that level. But you can wear the aesthetics of that outfit, if it makes sense to you. But it's so much fun. It's so much fun. But because I had got banned a couple times, I just was like, fuck it. I'm not about to do this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do this shit no more. I'm straight. And you know, that's what happened. I just stopped fucking with it for a long time. 2 years went by and my buddy was like, hey, you know, I guess what I got? And I was like, what? Yeah. Fuck out of here. And he was for real. And but you know, I was flattered because he was trying to do that, you know, to have fun with me and spend some time with me and shit, and you know, play some games together, because he was going through a hard time. Like, people was giving him a hard time trying to find a job and shit, and his mom was giving him a hard time because I didn't know, you know, some people you have as friends, you know, develop feelings for you and shit, and you know, then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, like, they don't know how to differentiate being your friend from how they feel about you. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I that shocked me. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of like, I started to see, like, I try not to read into things sometimes deliberately, so that way, you know, they won't get the impression that I'm going in that direction, because I don't cross that line. Like, if I put you in a friend zone, if my intentions when I first met you was to be your friend, I ain't fucking with, you know, you on no other tip, because that's what it was all about. It was our friendship. And when I first met my friend, I was in a stocks and bonds class, you know, trying to get my learn on, and he was like, you know, he turned around because he was sitting in front of me, a big ass desk in front of me, a marble desk, and he was like, turned around and gave me a sketchbook, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I was shocked, because I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you know, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, okay, whatever. I'll see what's going on. And you know, because he asked me to be his friend. He was like, he turned around and I was like, hey, bro, you want to hang out? And I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't talk to anybody in my class. I was literally, I came to class, did my work, and then I sketched. That's the reason why he showed me a sketchbook and shit. And he was like, oh, you know, you're really good. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Then that's when I saw his shit, and I'm like, oh shit, he got kind of off the chain. And from that point on, you know, we was just friends. And then I ended up meeting the mom, I met the grandma, I met the other two brothers, and we all became friends. The grandma ended up loving me, and at first she was cautious as fuck, like, who's that black person? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh Lord, I'm dealing with this racist ass old ass white lady. Oh, but come to find out, you know, she wasn't even racist. Like, she just, you know what I'm saying? It's like when somebody new in your home and you don't know them, you know, you have reservations sometimes, because I've done that a couple times. So where I'm like, I don't know about them, but I don't bring people over my crib that I do not know. You know what I'm saying? I deal with them in public first, and as time passes by and now I feel a certain level of comfort, then I may be like, okay, you know, this person is trustworthy enough to come over and hang out, versus me hanging out with them in public, because I don't like taking that chance. at all, because motherfuckers still people set you up, especially now today's society in Michigan. You cannot really trust people because they be on that grimy shit, for real. But I use my discernment, and I know he wasn't like that. He didn't give off that energy. Everybody that knew him loved him, and you know, they were like, you know, be gentle with my friend. I'm like, if you get the fuck out my face, what the fuck wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? You came to me, bitch. You know, don't talk to me, you know, don't play with me like that. Now I would check them, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? And they backed off. And there was one guy, the guy who said that he ended up turning out to be, I don't know if he was bi or whatever, but he had said some real slick, flirty ass shit, and then asked me if I was intimate with my buddy. I was like, what the fuck? Hey, lunch shit, motherfucker, man. Nah, like, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know he got down like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even think about that kind of shit. I'm thinking, what the fuck do you want me to come over your crib for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know this school is predominantly white? You know, because I'm definitely not a snowflake, you know what I'm saying? So that kind of like had me like, you know what I'm saying? Because nowadays, especially as younger, you wouldn't think the younger generation is on that shit, but you can't trust a group of white people, because if you see Nolan Wells, he got fucked up by a group of white people. Then there was an Asian woman who took a picture with a blind white bitch, and she goes to hang out with her at a motherfucker pool party, and she ended up dead in the motherfucking hotel. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you really can't trust these motherfucking white folks, especially if you the only dark person you ever see them with. Oh nah, you know what I'm saying? You can't trust these niggas. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck going on with you? But I know my, you know, I trust my discernment. I trust my spirits, my spirit guides. And I was like, you know, I don't feel this from these people. Like, I know this person ain't like that. I just knew, and come to find out, you know, he wasn't like that at all, and it just worked out. And all of a sudden, years go by, and then, you know, cause my 1 year, I was gone. After I did my 1 year, got my diploma, my paperwork, I mean, I was out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. And again, me and this person been friends for a long time. I'm like, well, bro, you know what's going on? Because I'm looking for a place in Wyandotte, and I can't find one. Like, all the real estate is just snatched up. And then the houses is expensive as fuck out there. But, you know, I was looking for an apartment because I just wanted to stay for, you know, maybe a year or 2 years, see how it is. I was planning on traveling and then going to, you know, somewhere down south, like, maybe back to Atlanta or another part of Louisiana. But after seeing how Louisiana done changed up, and how Atlanta is just infested with HIV and AIDS, I'm like, I don't want to go down there. You know what I'm saying? Shit too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm a promiscuous and all shit like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just being in an environment where a lot of people are sick is scary. You know what I'm saying? Because shit could happen. You could fuck around and a motherfucker could spit on you or something, you know, and get in your eye, and, you know, you can't, you know what I mean? You could contract other STDs through saliva, like herpes, syphilis, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and they STDs is off the chain down there. You know, and it'd be bitter motherfuckers that will purposely sabotage your food or just do weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to be in an environment where there's a pandemic of disease. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not something that's conducive to your peace of mind, and you know, when it comes to your living arrangements. It's like, damn, who, you know what I'm saying? Cause say if I did want to date somebody, right? I couldn't even kiss them or nothing until I see their paperwork. So, you know, I'm like, I cannot, I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to go move somewhere. Swear if I decide I want to date somebody, I gotta, man, have a whole body screening of their ass. You know, go get your paperwork before we do anything. What you mean anything? Before we even go on a date, nigga, before we even, you know what I'm saying? Before we even sit down and watch a movie together, go get, you know what I'm saying? Not saying it's gonna lead, not saying it's gonna lead to anything, but you know, it's just like, why even waste your time? You know what I mean? If a motherfucker sick, why waste your time and you not? You know what I mean? Not saying that it's people that not saying that not saying nothing gonna, you know, spark between us and shit like that, because I'm not promiscuous like that, and I wouldn't even okay, cool. That was the persona I needed to make Koryu. But you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be facetious or nothing, or petty or nothing. It's just, you know, that's just a headache that I just do not want to fuck with. You feel me? I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to be around nothing where I'm, you know, like scared, like, don't get no blood on me. You know what I mean? Like, fuck all that. So, you know what I'm saying? You just never know. You just never know. And it's like, why even take that chance? You know I sound like I'm being really cautious and all that shit, but you just never know. It could be a moment where some shit happened and they blood splash in your face or something, and you know, or you making out with them and their gums is bleeding but they don't tell you, and you swallow their blood, and all of a sudden now you infected. I'll be mad as fuck if that should ever happen. I'll be ready to kill that nigga, or whoever the fuck it is. You feel me? So I'm like, no, that's a headache I could not afford. I could not afford it. Okay. So I don't take no chances. I can't.
Will you register it to the completed registration? Are you finished?
It just ain't worth it. So I just be like, you keep that shit to yourself. But yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't want to fuck with Atlanta. I definitely ain't going to Washington D.C. because they HIV, the AIDS is off the chain too. I got to do my red zones because I haven't been keeping up on it. You know, with the other shit that's going on in the world, the politics, it's just it's whew, you know what I'm saying? Shit is rough right now, and I've been like looking into that and learning more. You know, like I already knew quite a bit about this government. I knew the 3 different branches: judicial, legislative, and executive. You know, the Congress, the Senate, the Republicans, the Democrat. You know, I know all about that shit. And you know how laws are passed and all that shit. But and you know, some of the powers that the president holds, like I'm aware, like I've never been no just dumbass person. I've always taken the time to educate myself. I just don't flex my knowledge, because you it's better to go about your, you know, letting people think that you stupid. That's the best way to go. Don't try to impress nobody. Don't try to flex your intelligence on nobody. Just let them think what they want to think. And if they think that you're stupid, you already won. You are, because that's the motherfuckers that, you know what I'm saying, that could never, ever compare to you, because they already underestimate you. You know what I'm saying? So you already like 100 steps ahead of them, because they underestimate you. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't. Oh, damn, that's 500 those. I'll do that. But you know, I'm just like, I'm straight. You got all that shit, nigga. You know, cause I'm not even active. I don't have sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm abstinent. I'm celibate. I don't indulge in fleshly desires with other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight, because it's just too much shit going on. Like, the disease is running rapid, and that's the shit that the news don't even be covering. Like, they actually have red zones out here, like all throughout, you know, different parts of the world. I mean, cities, even in Atlanta, they have like zones where it's like, okay, this zone is heavily infested with herpes or gonorrhea or HIV. Like, they actually have red zones. You know what I'm saying? So, and they have some out here too, in Michigan. But you don't see this shit on the news. They don't be like, oh yeah, you know, newsflash, guess what, people? If you want to stay healthy and safe, I suggest not to have intercourse. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that. They just want people to perish, because, you know, they want control everything, and they don't give no fucks about anybody else's life, because they you know what I'm saying, they got money, they got everything they could possibly want, and yet they still want to fuck up the world. Like, how can you be a billionaire but you want to strip people of their natural resources, like natural water with data centers, and pollute they shit? You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to be a different kind of level evil to be on some shit like that. And then it's crazy, because there's so much shit going on at one time. All these catastrophic events that are just transpiring. It's like they are intentionally trying to ruin the world. Like, a while ago, Bill Gates, and, you know, and that's the thing. A lot of people be like, oh, well, it's social media, I don't know if I can trust that shit. You could reference it. You could just, you know, do your searches. You know what I'm saying? And see when shit is published, because like a lot of stuff be published on different news that, you know what I'm saying, because like Fox 2, Channel 7, Channel 4, a lot of these Jewish networks, you know what I'm saying, because these news stations be owned by fake Jewish people, because the Jewish try to claim like, oh, you know, we're white, but they wasn't originally white. The Jewish people were actually black. And then colonizers came in and stole their lineage, calling themselves the chosen people. And then, you know, decide to spread out and colonize more land and shit. Like, man, dirty ass racist white people is a motherfucker, for real. And this, you got years and years of tyranny and, you know, genocide and rape and terrorism, you know what I'm saying, from them. Like, it's their history. That's why they want it gone. They don't want you to know how fucked up these people really are. They don't want you to hold them accountable, you know, and reclaim your lineage if you are, you know, indigenous or aboriginal, you know what I'm saying, of the land, they don't want you to regain your sovereignty, because it puts them in a position to where if one group of people start going after their shit, then it's just gonna trigger a domino effect, and then they're gonna be left with nothing because they stole everything. So they don't want you to have the knowledge to reclaim what's yours, what's part of your lineage. They want to keep control over the world. That's why they're getting rid of all the evidence, so you cannot hold them accountable and trace your lineage. Shit's fucked up out here. These old dirty ass racist motherfucking politicians, they gotta go. And I don't understand why nobody has raged out. Like, you know, some parts of the world actually slaughtered the government for corruption and got away with the shit. Like, I love the Haitians. The Haitians is they ain't play. Like, they was like, oh no, we ain't no bitch ass niggas. We not about to take this shit laying down. We not about to let these motherfuckers do what the fuck they want to do to us. We love our life. We will give us free. And they, you know what I'm saying, they revolted and killed motherfuckers. They took over their own land and started a world revolution. That's how slavery began to, you know, get abolished, because they got scared. Other parts of the world was like, oh, these folks ain't playing. They fucking motherfuckers up. We don't want them to come over here and do that. We don't want, you know what I'm saying, we don't want none of them problems over here. We don't want none of them melanated people to retaliate. And that's what they don't want you to do. They want y'all people to feel so scared to fight, to actually kill for their freedom. And that's what it's gonna get down to. That's what it's gonna boil down to with the way they doing whole ass shit. They trying to strip people of their voting rights, so they can't vote for who they want to be president or governor or mayor or, you know, state senate or, you know, Congress or Democrat, or, you know what I'm saying. They stripping people in different parts of the world, black people, of their ability to be free. Once you can't vote for who controls where you live at, you already under a dictatorship. You already a slave. You know what I'm saying? You a slave without having to do the back-breaking labor, but you a slave to their ruling, their control, their influences over that area. So whatever they say, you have to obey by it. That's still slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different form of it. So if I was some people, and I you know what I'm saying, I would revolutionize. I'll go after them. You know what I'm saying? And they fighting, but they not fighting hard enough. They not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so many melanated people versus white people that if every melanated person was to take charge and take affirmative action, you know what I'm saying, become suited and booted for their cause, you know, because everyone has the right to bear arms and self-defend. It's part of your constitutional rights. You know what I'm saying? And you can fight against oppressors. It's part of your constitutional right. You know, they wouldn't do that shit. But people don't want to fight these motherfuckers. They get so afraid, like, oh, they're gonna shoot me and they're gonna like me in prison. If 1 million people storm the White House or find out where these government officials live at, you know what I'm saying, and you know, allegedly or hypothetically, you know what I'm saying, they was to take action and just say, you know, all of a sudden mysterious forest fire happen to catch their house on fire, burn that shit down, and they happen to be in the motherfucker while it burned down, I guarantee you these Republicans, all these dirty ass white motherfuckers who making these rules to strip people of their rights, they'll change. They'll be so motherfucking afraid that somebody gonna come after them and burn their shit down with them in it through a forest fire, hypothetically. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't do no of that shit no more. They'll be too afraid to, because they know they ain't got no protection. But see, they feel so protected because they controlling, you know, the law enforcement and these dirty ass cops and the people that they employ, you know what I'm saying, are going hard for them because they feel like, oh, you know, as long as they in power, or we are protected. Same thing with that shit that happened on the insurrection on January 6th. All the motherfuckers that got pardoned, right, from heinous crimes, from being pedophiles, murderers, rapists and shit, they got free because of who the dumb motherfuckers voted for as a leader. Majority of them got rearrested. One nigga doing life for touching a 12-year-old girl. That's a nigga that the president pardoned. Other niggas got arrested for 8 other people got arrested for the same thing, and then the rest of them, you know, are facing charges after they got pardoned. One nigga received life in prison that was part of that insurrection that got a pardon by this current president. But I ain't vote for that motherfucker. I don't know who he is as a person, but I never liked him because I looked up his family history, and I'm like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? You got your family is known for being racist. Generations upon generations, your family is part of the KKK. Ain't no fucking way in the world I will vote for you. Like I just knowing that your family was part of the KKK, I already knew what time it was. And then on top of that, you old as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Your mind ain't sharp. It's not, you know, you. And then he always deflects. Like his biggest thing is he'll sit there and he'll get his stupid ass on a podium, and he'll deflect. He'll sit there and, you know, cast a stone and hide his hand. Like he'll be like, oh man, you see what these Democrats are doing? These Democrats are trying to make it hard for you. You know, they're taking away your freedoms and, you know, your liberties, and, you know, the reason why you having a hard time is these Democrats. And then all of a sudden the motherfucker says doing all the foul shit. You know what I'm saying? AKA projection. It's the motherfucking Republicans. But they all in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all the Democrats, but Congress, the Republicans, and the Supreme Court is all on some shit. You know what I'm saying? They're making all these rules to stifle people, to hinder their ability to have proper representation and equality. And I'm just like, oh no. You can't even up and leave the country now because they got motherfucking ICE agents at the airport. Like, where you going? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, oh man, fuck. I can't wait till this administration is switched out and they get rid of these ICE agents, because it's going to happen. Like, people is not playing. Like, the shit that they didn't show on the news, right? They have, I forgot where they are, what city this is, what state. The Latin people, I love their fire, I love their passion, I love some of their food, but I don't like the fact that they eat pork as much as they eat everything else. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with pork, but I love their passion, because they were going against the government. They were throwing rocks over the freeway, busting up police cars and shit, going ham on these motherfuckers. Like, I'm talking about, they not playing. And then, you know, they was trying to put a data center where their fresh water was. They was standing in the water like, nah, we not about to let y'all do a motherfucking thing over here. You got us fucked up. And that's what they need to do. But you got people over in the Congo, women getting raped, girls getting raped, killed, bombed for just existing. But Fox 2 News don't cover that shit. Channel 4 News don't cover that shit. Channel 7, these are the news providers over here. CBS ain't providing that shit. CNN ain't going to show none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, but y'all can go over to the Ukraine and televise some of that shit, or highlight some of that shit, but you not gonna talk about all the places where black people that are getting fucked up, like Gaza, Congo, you know what I'm saying? Palestine, you know what I'm saying? The Palestine people, it's black people over there, as well as Arabic people over there. All the places that are under attack are predominantly occupied by brown, melanated people. That should tell people something, but they just no, I ain't not impressed. Like, man, if y'all get y'all stupid ass, y'all need to perish with this nigga. But you know, I'm just like, fuck. So I was, you know, doing my due diligence on that kind of stuff. I was seeing what's going on because, you know, people are not paying attention to this stuff, and they need to. Like, this is the shit that, you know, you need to keep your mind aware of, because if you don't, you know what I'm saying, that's your ass. You just gonna sit back and let somebody take your freedom away, because that's what you're doing if you don't stand against this shit. And they showing you, they're building up their defenses. They're making it so that this president, who has made the world so fucked up right now, won't have to face any criminal time, doesn't have to be accountable for none of the fuck shit he did. Illegally they doing this shit, and they letting it slide. Like, how can you pass court orders leaving a person unaccountable for their actions when it violates the oath that they took to protect and serve, which is to honor the Constitution and to give every American citizen that's in the United States, whether it be North America, South America, or wherever the fuck they at, as long as this you know, affiliated with the United States, they supposed to get their, you know, constitutional rights, which is fair due processing. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have a fair hearing trial and not die in captivity, not get raped in captivity. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody decided that you don't belong over here, when these same motherfuckers that decide that you don't belong over here don't even belong over here anyway. Because majority of 80% of the white folk that are in America are colonizers or ancestors of colonizers. They came from Europe, but yet they want to tell people that, you know, they can't be over here when they ain't even over here. That's the irony and the sheer motherfucking audacity and the sheer fucking stupidity of these racist, sadistic synagogues of Satan. You know what I'm saying? Always trying to regulate some shit that ain't got shit to do with them. They don't own none of this shit. They don't own the world, nothing. Just the money in their pockets, and barely own that, and where the fuck they live at. You know what I'm saying? But they want to dictate who can come and go over here, who can have land, after they done stole the shit and killed for the shit and passed all these fake ass laws so they could get justify what the fuck they do. They use the Christianity to wipe, you know, tons and tons of native people out, genocide people in the name of the Lord. I don't fuck with Christianity. Nah, hell fuck no. That shit is fake. But people are so fucking stupid, they don't take the time and pick up a book, because these are history books, and read about this shit. Like, why would you blindly find something, follow something that you have no knowledge about, just because a person told you, oh, you know, this is the way to God? And then when you look at who told you that shit, it's the same motherfuckers that enslaved you, your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Your people. The same motherfuckers that caused, you know, is keeping you down, is the motherfuckers that told you how to serve God. That's crazy as fuck. Ain't no way in the world. My spirituality, my discernment was like, this shit ain't right. Because when you read it, it's a lot of contradictions in the Bible, right? Because, okay, for example, right, with the story of Moses, right, the burning bush, which could be weed, because if you burn weed, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, all jokes aside, with the burning bush, when Moses went on his pilgrimage, right, after the 10 Commandments was established, when God set down his laws and told them how to purify themselves and win the grace and favor of God, which was through ritual sacrifice, aka hoodoo and voodoo. Because in hoodoo and voodoo, right, they sacrifice animals, some depending on how powerful they want that particular cleansing or that particular rituals effects to be. But the most powerful spells and rituals are those that are involved with blood, because blood is the life force of every animal and human being. Without the flow of blood, you won't be alive. The blood keeps oxygen throughout your body, throughout your bones. It keeps your brain alive. You know what I'm saying? So blood is very powerful. So they use blood as the currency, you know, to do their rituals. And that's what they were doing. They were like killing animals, you know what I'm saying, slaughtering lambs and shit on the altar, and using the blood, you know, and the flesh for their rituals. That's magic. That's ritual magic, you know what I'm saying? But then the Bible says, but don't do magic though. But it's listed throughout the whole, you know what I'm saying, through generations and generations, they were slaughtering animals as ritual sacrifice. Hoodoo and voodoo, that's what hoodoo and voodoo is about. So I'm like, hell nah, hell fuck nah, this shit don't make no sense. How does this make sense? Then, right, they also, during the time of Moses, right, the God told them that incest is an abomination. But then, right, with Job or Jacob, right, and farther down the lines, when, you know, King John, their offsprings and some of the, you know, the king's sons were marrying their cousins, marrying their sisters and shit. You know what I'm saying? Even after the Lord forbid incest. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is up with these contradictions? And how, if God forbid the incest, right, why is this bloodline blessed when this bloodline is from incest? That shit don't make no sense. Like the story with Cain and Abel, right? Because Cain leaves after he kills Abel with his sister and starts his own land of Cain. But the Bible tries to like not notify you about that. It just says that Cain left and married a woman. But the Christian Bible has stolen so much information and withheld so much information and altered so much information, and then they gave it to the American people. Because if you read the Ethiopian Bible, the woman that Cain married, they blatantly say it was his sister. And you have to remember, back in the day, human population wasn't that big, and they wanted, you know, they wanted men to procreate the earth. They were allowing men to have multiple wives so they could procreate the earth. But these men who were supposedly the royal bloodline, right, they were men living in sin. They had like tons and tons of wives. There was one king, I forgot his name, because I'm like, after I'm reading it so much, I just got so utterly fucking disgusted with the contradictions that are in there. Because there are a lot of contradictions in there, you know what I'm saying, if you read it for yourself and understand, like, wait a minute, how could you forbid this, but you okay this bloodline, when this whole bloodline was doing this shit, you know what I'm saying? But and then there's other shit too, like Moses, right? According to the story of Moses was a sinner. He killed somebody. But in the Ten Commandments it says thou shalt not kill. What the fuck? You see what I'm saying? And then you know, like with Peter, right? Peter got arrested, and you know, and persecuted, and he man, my brain is just, I'm just so frustrated. But just read it for yourself. It's just a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, that it's in there that you be like, wait a minute, let me reread that shit again. The fuck, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of the people in there, you know, came from like fucked up backgrounds, and God used them to be his messengers. But yet these so-called Christians out here thinking they everybody's judge and jury. These fake ass white Christians, you know, be trying to dictate how somebody else can live their life when they not even living a Christian life themselves. Because and according to the Christian Bible, you cannot pass judgment on anybody. You cannot lie. These motherfuckers is lying to justify their cause to kill people. Oh, in the name of Christ, in the name of, you know, Jesus, like. So we're gonna execute this order to invade this land and civilize these people. That's what they call people who were indigenous and aboriginals of the land when they saw how they were living. Oh, they not living like us, you know, destroying the land, not honoring, not praying over the food, not, you know what I'm saying, showing respect to the water, you know, the things that give us life and shelter and a home. You know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, nah, this is uncivilized. That's what they did. That's what they told when they sent letters back to the Pope or asking for authority to invade foreign lands. They were sit there and say, oh, these people are uncivilized. Do we have your permission to civilize them? Which meant, yeah, we're going to go in there, kill all of them, take their land, mark them down as something else, change their identity, change their last name, so they will never know where the fuck who they are, where they come from, and live a life of servitude by their government. Even though these people didn't have a government, they didn't have all this infrastructure of suppression. That's how dirty these racist old motherfucking white people are, because they still trying to keep these faculties alive to suppress melanated people who are the chosen people of the earth. And what I mean by that is the earth is only here thriving because of the sun. And if you can't sit your ass in the sun for over 5 to 6 hours without sunscreen, that means you're not the chosen one of this earth. That should let you know something, because the thing that gives all life to people and everything else on this motherfucking sphere is the sun. And if your skin can't deal with that, if your body can't deal with that, that should let you know you're not the chosen one. But they try to portray that they are, because they're white, or because they call themselves Jews, when the original Jews were fucking black. So it's just like, man, these niggas is fucked the fuck up, literally. So I'm like, nah, let me keep, you know, my wits and current with what's going on with the democracy of the world, because, you know, you might fuck around and not be paying attention to what's going on, and you taking travel and you take your ass somewhere like Mississippi and find out that you ain't hanging from a tree in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't take your time to do your due diligence to see what areas in the world is hostile towards melanated people, or what areas is, you know what I'm saying, just dangerous as fuck, because you got sick motherfuckers out here, you know, eating people, and you might be lunch. So, you know what I'm saying, you don't know. And you know what the crazy part about that shit is? The motherfuckers who doing all this evilest shit, what color are they? White, right? Motherfucking cannibalism. It's a book called The Delectable Negro. For real. You can look this shit up. It's called The Delectable Negro, showing how they used to skin and cook black folk, use their skin out to make furniture. Shit fucked up. Or brown folk. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up. and yet people don't grab their cojones and strap up and go after these niggas. Like, why let these motherfuckers control your life when you could bear arms? It's your right to bear arms. It's your right to fight for your liberties and justice. It's called self-defense. But you know, because people don't want to educate themselves, they don't want real freedom. They just want, you know what I'm saying, to be able to live their lives. But you're not free if you've been oppressed. And they don't understand what that oppression is. But they will once they want to go into business for themselves, or once they want to get a loan, you know, from a bank, and they get it, you know, some bullshit as reason to why they can't. But it's just a lot of crazy shit that I just be looking like, damn, man, what the fuck? How can people be this stupid? But that it says in the Bible that most people need to be led like sheep, and that's just sad. And they know that. That's why they, you know what I'm saying, they capitalizing off of Christianity. They're using Christianity to justify all their evil ass shit. And then when you look in the Bible, their actions are nothing like Christianity. They don't even honor none of the shit, the laws and the principles that Christianity is supposed to stand by. But hey, you know,
The last episode's starting.
I'm straight. I just, you know, Lord, you know what I'm saying? This, you know, I just pray on that shit. I you know, share information so people can educate themselves, and you know, I keep it moving, because you know, and I've protested too. I've stood with the Black Lives Matter for a minute. I've used social platforms to stress the importance of educating yourself, to learning the law, at least a year or 2 years of criminal law, you know, because criminal law includes traffic violations, you know, and all kind of shit. It's basically teaching you how to it teaches you, you know, what laws that apply to you, what laws don't, what laws you can invoke, you know, to protect your rights. It's a lot of shit that it teaches you how to protect yourself, and also how to have etiquette and the vernacular to represent yourself in the court of law, which is why most black people end up doing so much time in prison, you know, unjustly. It's because they didn't take the time to learn for themselves. They didn't take the time to learn any law, you know what I'm saying, to protect themselves while they facing racist ass judges and shit. Because, you know, these lawyers, these court-appointed lawyers, are dirty as fuck. Especially if you got a white lawyer, you fucked. You know what I'm saying? If you melanated, as soon as I see them, and then it's not always that's not always the case. I can't even say that, because I was in a situation to where I was dealing with some accusations when it came to the situation, and I was like, fuck that, fuck having a court-appointed lawyer. I'm about to learn as much as I can. I learned about my, you know, 24 Amendment rights, how to invoke them in the court of law, you know, how to hold judicial misconduct accountable, you know what I'm saying, how to hold a judge accountable for judicial misconduct, how to document the shit. Like, you have to make certain when you see the court is going in a direction that violates your rights, like your fair due processing, or you see bias within the judge. And what I mean by bias, like, say for example, right, your prosecutor is saying, oh well, you know, I don't think this person should be released on bail because of XYZ, but you don't have a criminal record, you don't pose no threat, you don't have no, you know, history with the law, even through traffic citations, you ain't got none of that shit, but yet they trying to sit there and say that they don't think that you deserve your freedom to move around and properly defend yourself. Because when you in jail, it ain't shit you could do when it comes to representing yourself. If you ain't got nobody putting no money on your books, no commissary, so you could pay for your phone calls, because they don't give you get 1 or 2 phone calls, you know. In some jails different, like sometimes you may get 1 or 2 phone calls for that week, sometimes you may get 5 phone calls for the month, you know what I'm saying. It's different all around, all over the place, you never know. And then east facility is different. Like if you go to an older facility, of course you about to be with rats and roaches and, you know, dirt, filth, bodily fluids, all that nasty ass shit if you in a holding cell. But if you in a newer facility, you know what I'm saying, you might have a better experience, but you still gonna be around motherfucking monsters, because when you in jail they put you with niggas who are accused for murder, rape, theft, all that shit. They don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying. You might be in there for unpaid traffic tickets and they decide to give you a month in jail and shit, but guess what, they don't give a fuck that you in there for tickets. They gonna put you right in the same cell as these motherfucking monsters until you are free. But that's what I mean. They oh well, you know, we don't think it's a smart idea for this person to go on to be, you know what I'm saying, released out into German Republic right now until this person, you know, gets their day in court. Like, so you gonna have me in captivity, so I can't make no money, I can't, you know, make no moves, I can't go out there, because like in order to hold a judge extremely accountable, you have to go to the judicial tenderer community, which is a faculty that gives you documentation to write down what this judge or what this prosecutor is doing that's illegal, and then you have to get it notarized and then you mail it in, and then they'll send people on a sneak tip to investigate the judge or the prosecutor and all the hearings or proceedings that you took in before you got to court. Like they'll see, okay, they'll check your case and see what are your charges. They'll check your case and see what is the evidence presented against you. They'll check your case and see who the officers that wrote the charges against you, who issued your arrest, you know, who put the warrant out for your arrest, you know what I'm saying. They'll do all that shit for you, and then if it's evidence of foul play, you can get that judge disbarred, you can get that police officer fired. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit you could do. But guess what? The motherfucking court-appointed attorney is not going to tell you that if they a fake-ass appointed attorney. And what I mean by a fake-ass appointed attorney, if they ain't trying to help you be free, if they don't give a fuck about your livelihood, your well-being, they're not going to tell you any of that information. You know what I'm saying? Because the court-appointed lawyer I had, that bitch didn't tell me shit. She told me nothing. I learned all this shit on my own. And not only did I get the charges dismissed, but now I got this judge neck in a motherfucker chokehold, because you have 365 days to persecute and hold a judge accountable. And I plan to. I just, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting some shit together before I do. I had to enjoy my freedom for, you know, a minute without having that stress on the back of my mind, because when you have that, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, these niggas just trying to wham and bam, they trying to jam me up on your mind. It's so hard to be at peace. It's hard to sleep. It's so hard to be happy, you know what I'm saying, because your life is in a balance. And then it's like, damn, you know, I could lose my freedom on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you were an innocent person. But Yeah, like basically what happened is the residence I was living at, right? I was in the garage of the residence, and somebody had called the police on me and stated that I had broken the place I was living at, and the dirty ass cop. I'm not the Sergeant Silvers, this dirty ass, bitch ass, racist ass white cop wrote down aggravated stalking and breaking and entering. But I got all that shit dismissed. And fuck the judge up when she realized that I put my attorney in a chokehold, because what I did was, right, one day when I had to go to court, the judge wasn't available. This is how I know that every white person is not racist and it's not evil. Like, my lawyer was a old ass black bitch with purple hair. I hate that hoe. And I knew it when I seen her with the purple on her hair, that I could not trust her. Like, I knew I couldn't trust her. I knew she was a fake ass bitch off rip. I just knew. So I'm like, man, you know, I'm giving off this energy like, fuck, you know, I got this bitch as my representation. I tried to fire her, right? But the judge that was appointed to my case, she was another black bitch. She denied my ability to change my lawyer, which is against your constitutional rights. You have the right for proper representation, and if your attorney isn't properly representing you, you can tell them, I have a conflict of interest with this attorney. You don't have to go into deep explanation. You just say that, and they're supposed to grant you another attorney if it's court appointed. But if you pay out of pocket, you could pick who you want to represent you. That is some of the structures that they put in place to keep you fucked up, because, you know what I'm saying, remember, they representing you, and if they do a poor job, your ass gonna do some time. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they just wasting your time, and that's what this bitch was doing. She was wasting my time, because instead of her getting the shit dropped immediately, she prolonged the shit. They kept pushing the court hearing down, pushing the court hearing back, pushing the court hearing back. They pushed the court hearing back for a long ass time, and I'm sitting there day by day stressed the fuck out, like, why the fuck is they playing my life like this? You know what I'm saying? This is serious. Like, I could be really doing some time, you know, if I get found guilty of this shit. But I knew no motherfucker jury is gonna find me guilty. Number one, because I had my ID that showed that I stayed there. Two, I never been evicted from the place that is on my ID. Three, the body cam footage showed that I wasn't even inside of the fucking garage when the police came. I was standing outside, and the door was wide open. 4, there was no signs of forced entry. 5, there was a camera that pointed right at the garage door, showing that I ain't breaking the shit. But these dirty motherfuckers held up a whole year of my time, had me fucked up, had me so fucked up, all because this dirty ass bitch ass lawyer who was appointed to me. But I took that time and I learned all my amendment rights. I learned the vernacular needed to use to present it to the camera, not the motherfucking judge, the camera. Because once you have a judge on camera, every time you step foot before a judge, it's videotaped, every time. And I wrote down each time on a piece of paper I had to go before this judge, so I had all the dates wrote down showing how long she prolonged this shit. So that bitch is cooked, and she knew it. Once my lawyer had a heart attack, my lawyer had a severe heart attack, and that's when I knew God was on my side, because I was like, Lord, like, I'm tired of this bitch. I tried to fire her. This fucked up ass judge wouldn't let her off my case. So even the judge got sick. The judge got so fucking sick that she was out for a whole week, and I'm like, that's divine providence. That's the guy interfering, you know what I'm saying, punishing these bitches. Like, look, why y'all playing one of mine? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not out here abusing women. I'm not out here having premarital sex. I'm not out here stealing. I'm not out here lying about who I am, what I do. I'm not out here, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs. I'm not out here committing crimes. I'm not out here passing judgment on nobody. I'm not out here in somebody else's motherfucking business. I don't do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I knew me and God was tight because God has blessed me with a lot of things, you know, talent, wisdom, good people, you know, because the people that are around you can be your punishment or your blessing. And the people that I consider to be associates and friends, you know what I'm saying, happen to be decent people. The friends happen to be really good people, because some of my friends, you know, looked out during some situations where I was going through some shit, and you know, I'm like, thank God that God has sent me some good people to have my back, you know what I'm saying, because I was dealing with, I didn't even have no family support me at the time, you know what I'm saying, because it was just a fucked up situation. And then, you know, because God blessed me with beauty as well, I get these stupid ass motherfucking bitch ass niggas and these dirty ass bitches that be trying to imply or subliminally, you know, throw disrespect, implying that I'm, you know, trying to be a tranny or some shit. And I'm like, bitch, I ain't never wearing no motherfucking lipstick. I ain't never put on no fake ass eyelashes. I ain't never put on no motherfucking wig. I ain't never put on no dress, no skirt, no pantyhose, no bra, no tank top, no, you know what I'm saying, heart to top, none of that shit. No woman clothes ever. Never put on no motherfucking heels and went outside and changed my name to a female. That shit don't even appeal to me. That shit is disgusting to me. To me, that's just perversion. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, if I'm not born a woman, why would I want to change my appearance and look like one? I don't want a period. I don't want to produce a child. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to live through that shit. And as bad as motherfucking women's pussies be stealing, you know what I'm saying, because they don't know how to keep their shit clean, I don't want that shit. I don't want to have no motherfucking hole in me that stank. I don't want that shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm straight. So ain't no motherfucking way in the world you gonna ever see me being no motherfucking tranny, because that shit don't appeal to me. I find that shit utterly disgusting. But I also believe in reincarnation, so I don't judge them. I'm like, you know what? I understand, you know what I'm saying? If you feeling like you a woman inside, you might as well, you know, go all out and be the most, you know, comfortable version of yourself you could be. It ain't the truest version, because nigga, you ain't a woman. You know what I'm saying? Biologically, you ain't a woman, so you ain't being true to yourself, nigga. You just, you know, living in denial and deception. But, you know, that's not my life. So and it's not my body. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna judge you for doing what you doing to yourself to feel good about yourself. I'm embracing and I'm cheering you on. I'm like, be you. But for me, I don't like that shit. I don't condone that shit, because it's blasphemy. It's against yourself. It's like, damn, you don't love yourself for who you are, so you gonna chop off your genitalia. You can get some fake synthetic shit placed in your body to replicate titties. You gonna get, you know what I'm saying, take hormones to change your body's chemical structure. That's crazy. That's literally insanity. But you know what I'm saying, I'm like, I'm straight. I ain't gonna judge you, but just think about it. You know what I'm saying? Logically, that's some crazy ass shit. So I'm like, you know, yeah, not me. But you know, I had to deal with that, because God blessed me with long eyelashes, pretty skin, really nice hair, especially for a melanated person. Like, my hair changes texture if I put water in it, if I put oil in it, if I put gel, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, people get mad, you know, especially ugly ass women, when they see, you know, that I'm not no ugly ass guy, that I actually have you know, pretty eyes and long hair and good looking skin, and you know, I have good posture, you know what I'm saying? I have elegance because I don't walk sloppily. I don't carry myself sloppily. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers who ain't got no confidence, or when they know they ugly as fuck, or when they know that they man on some down low type of shit, because I don't know why the fuck this be happening to me. Every time I go out and it be these down low ass men, they men be staring like they ain't never seen somebody they look that good before, and they bitches be so steamed. Like when I was working for Walgreens, there was this white guy, and I knew he was on some other shit because every time he seen me, he was stuck, and he would come right to me. He wouldn't say hi to nobody else. He would come. I'm like, dude, you a grown ass, you a married man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ring on finger and everything, bro. Like, what the fuck? And he would come and flirt all the time. Hey, you know, well, how you doing? You know, you okay today? You need anything? I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm over here, I'm comfortable like a motherfucker, and then all the women in there, they looking at me like, you know, don't you know he married? I'm like, bitch, I don't want this nigga. The fuck? I ain't tell him to come over here and talk to me. Fuck wrong with you stupid assholes? Then his wife come in there and she looking me up and down like, bitch, fuck you. I'm looking at this bitch like, bitch, fuck you, you fat, sloppy, ugly, white bitch. You mad because your man don't want you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask this nigga to come over here. I didn't say, hey, come speak to me. I'll be avoiding the motherfucker. When I see him, I try to turn my head, act like I don't see the motherfucker. But he'll come right to my face, stand right in front of me, and have a conversation and ask me how I'm doing. If I need anything. Do I like my schedule? Like, you know what I'm saying? Then he was like, well, I work at this location. You know, if you want to pick up some shifts, you should come over here. Like, nigga, what? I'm straight. I go without. But that's the shit I had to endure. You know what I'm saying? And then, or I go to the mall or something, and a girl be holding her man hand, he be staring at me and shit, turn his head. I'm looking like, nigga, what the fuck? What's wrong with y'all motherfuckers? If you ain't happy with the person you with, leave. Why is you eyeballing the fuck out of somebody else when your significant other right there? If I was with my significant other and my significant other was staring at somebody that I knew they was sexually attracted to, I'd slap the shit out that bitch. Bitch, go with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out my face. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the most disrespectful shit you could do to your spouse. Especially if your spouse is taking care of you. If you living with your spouse and your spouse paying all the bills and shit, do all the cooking, the cleaning. And if you doing all that, you know what I'm saying, you obviously ain't with the right one. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, because some people are particular and they like that shit done a certain way, so they don't mind doing everything because they want that shit done a certain way. That's cool, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, if you have a person that is just not helping with none of the responsibilities of the household, you know, like, or just being a asset, like, say for example, you pay all the bills, the lights, the gas, the water, you know, and electricity, and you know what I'm saying, and you do all cooking and cleaning, at least you could put in the groceries. You know what I'm saying? Out of the kindness of your heart, you know, look, babe, I'm gonna go ahead and put $300 of groceries in the house. How that sound? I'm cool. I'm gonna go buy the detergent so if we could wash our clothes. Cool. I'm gonna go buy, you know what I'm saying, the toiletries, toothpaste, tissue, soap. I'm gonna stock up on that shit. The lotions, the oils. Cool. You know what I'm saying? That's teamwork type shit. Why, you know, like, but motherfucking these women nowadays, the majority of them don't want to do a fucking thing, and then they can't even keep their pussy clean because they want you to support them and do all this shit for them. I'm like, get the fuck on. I'd rather be solo dolo. And they go for some of these dudes too. Like if you in the dudes, some of these dudes don't even know how to wipe their ass good, but they want to be all in your face. They want you to dick them down, and then can't even wipe their ass good. Like, how the fuck you gonna want somebody to be with you intimately, but you don't even know how to wash your ass? Fuck out of here, you stupid ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit just, that's just why I don't date. I just be like, I'm straight. Because in Michigan, 87% of the people are like that. Literally, no cap. And these is motherfuckers from white neighborhoods, you know, or middle class neighborhoods that's on this type of shit. I'm like, nah, hell, fuck, nah. That shit ain't even worth it to waste my time. So I'm just like, But you know, I've seen it all. You know what I'm saying? And I've been all over Michigan, Royal Oak, Ferndale, Bloomfield Hills, Belleville, Michigan, Clawson, Michigan, Taylor, Wyandotte, Lincoln Park, Southgate, Romulus, Radford, let me see, River Rouge, Ecorse. Never fuck with Delray. Delray is one of the most polluted, dirtiest places you can go. You know what I'm saying? I done traveled in this bitch and been in different cities and shit for periods of time, you know. And most of the time when I was hanging out in different cities, I was with bad bitches, women that got money, that was independent, beautiful, that, you know, was fucking with me hard, like you know, I was on some pimp type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the women that I had around me, they loved me. I didn't ask them for shit. I didn't, you know, expect them to do shit, you know what I'm saying, for me, none of that shit. But the women that I had around me, they catered to me, like, you know, and it was like, oh, you know, shit, if you want to have some babies, look, pussy right here waiting on you, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, cool. But a lot of them I turned down because I just didn't have the money to support my child, you know, and I didn't want to have a kid out of wedlock. And some of them I just felt like was not commitment material. No offense, you know what I'm saying? It's just that, like, you know, if they, say for example, if you got a bad bitch, right, and you know her mentality is to party, not doing drugs, not having, or, you know what I'm saying, because some people, they try to be slick. You like to party, and what they mean is you like to do drugs, you like to have, you know, orgies, and, you know what I'm saying, when they say that type of shit, especially when it comes to white people that's freaky as fuck, you know what I'm saying? That's what they mean by that party shit. And I'm like, what you mean? You mean like going to a club party or a house party, or you talking about a adult party type shit? Or are you talking about, you know, like party, like drugs, you know, abusers when they get high and, you know what I'm saying, and they fuck each other type shit? What kind of party are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? You got to be specific, because, you know, they'll think that you know the lingo, and you go and say, okay, I want to go to the party, and you pull up, and then motherfuckers is all over the place doing drugs and shit, you know, or fucking, and it's like, what the fuck kind of fuck shit y'all niggas on? You know what I'm saying? Granted, the people I dealt with were not on drugs. They, you know what I'm saying, they smoked weed, but they wasn't on drugs, thank God. But I was just like, oh, hell no, you know what I'm saying, I'm straight, fuck that. But it's just not cool. It's just not cool. So I was like, Lord, I understand what you doing, because God, like, you know what, you know what I'm saying, like I'm like, you know what, I don't have time. Because one thing about spending time with people, right, that's time you could never get back. And if that person is not on the same page as you, it's just you, or not, you know, worth you giving your time to, that's time just down the drain. I can't live like that. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't. I had already wasted 5 years of my life dating somebody who, you know, asked me to marry them, you know what I'm saying, like, and I was like, oh, okay, and I accepted, you know, and I'm like, fuck that shit. I ended up throwing a ring away in that person's face and was like, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't fucking with you no more. And I meant that shit. And that person, you know, was heartbroken, whatever, mad. I don't give a fuck what the fuck the motherfucker was feeling, but I was just like, you know what? I'm sick of seeing you. Get the fuck out of my shit. Literally, like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm tired of you being around. I don't want to deal with you no more. I'm not interested. I'm not sexually attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't take it. I just couldn't deal with this person no more because this bitch was just so, to me, mentally and spiritually disgusting. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'm straight. You know what I mean? Like, I know you a waste of time because I done had, you know, people that I ain't even fucking willing to do way more than you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm straight. Like, literally, like, while I was dating this person's best friend won me for theyself and told me that they didn't like, you know what I'm saying, how the person I was dating was going about the relationship, basically saying I could do better, and it was their best friend. So I'm like, you know what, I should be, you know, a hoe ass motherfucker and fuck the shit out of your friend, you know what I'm saying, to get back at your bitch ass for trying to play on my time, you know what I'm saying. But I'm like, you know what, nah, because that's bad juju, that's really bad karma. Even though I met the friend first and had the right to, you know what I'm saying, because this person, you know, I caught them being dishonest, you know what I'm saying. I didn't catch them in the act of sexual intercourse and all shit like that, but I caught them trying to make preparations to hang out with somebody for that. So I said, oh, you think I'm stupid, bitch? Get your shit and get the fuck out and go live with that bitch. And guess what? That bitch ain't take that nigga in. That bitch was like, nope, I don't even have a place. Like, exactly. So they had to go stay with one of our mutual friends. And I'm like, you piece of shit, bitch. Ugh. But, you know, that was a long time ago. But that taught me a lot. Because while I'm dealing with this yuck ass bitch, my ex-girlfriend, my melanated ass girlfriend, we having a blast. We traveling, we going out, you know, to clubs, and like we traveled to Atlanta together, we traveled to Louisiana together, you know what I'm saying, we went to Texas together and had a blast. I'm talking about so much fun. I miss her. Like, I love her so much, and I miss her because, you know what I'm saying, we had so much good times together. But when she had broke down and told me she was still in love with me, I felt fucked up. I'm like, well, damn. I'm saying, like, what am I supposed to do? Because, you know, like, I thought you moved on. I'm thinking that we were on some Stem Brothers situation type shit. So it just threw me off, and I felt so bad. I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know, you know, you was harboring. So I'm like, you know what? I'm good.
Well, thank you anyway. Okay.
You know, that's what taught me the difference. And then when I went to Atlanta, right, the people that when I started dating out in Atlanta, the individual I was dating at the time, this person worked for Jay Christopher and Noodle, was so cool. Like, I'm like, man, the person I was dating was like, hey, you straight? I'm like, what you mean? They was like, are you okay? You need anything? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, what happened was, when I went to Atlanta with my ex-girlfriend, my melanated girlfriend, I had wrecked her car on accident. It wasn't intentional. I felt so fucked up. She was hurt. She had this Cadillac with the rims on that bitch, you know, 20s, woofers in the back, you know, the boom, boom, boom. You hear her from, like, you know, half a mile away type shit, because her shit was so loud. And the windows was tinted. I mean, like, it was a luxury ass car. Like, all Cadillacs are luxury cars, and they very expensive. So she was on fire. Like, she wanted to choke me out, and she did. Like, she had pushed me against the wall and choked me, and I'm like, damn, I like that freaky shit. And she knew, and she was like, I know you. You know what? And she, you know, she smiled and shit. and then walked away because she couldn't even hurt me. Like she was like, I should kill you. I should choke the shit out your stupid ass. You fucked up my car. What the fuck wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I felt so bad. I'm like, you right. I fucked that shit. You know that's the only transportation. The fuck. You know how much money that shit cost me? My shit fucked up. And I was like, you right. And she left me stranded. Like I was on we had to catch the bus to the mechanic. And I felt so bad, so I wasn't paying attention. While I was on the bus because like she sat at the back, I sat at the front, and my dumb ass, they had a TV in Atlanta. They got TVs on the bus, so you can watch TV as you going, and then the speaker be like, you have now arrived at, you know, mid station, or you know, you are now in Decatur, Georgia. Like it'll let you know like where you are, you know, each stop. But I wasn't familiar with anything. I'm just going, you know, with her because she knew all about Atlanta. And the bus stopped, and I looked back. I seen her still on the bus, but I turned. I'm watching the TV and shit. She done slipped out the door while other people you know, got off. And then I'm like, I'm on a bus, and I'm into the show, and then I turn around and I see that she gone. I said, this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I was mad as fuck, but I understood though. She was heated. You know, she didn't want to be around. You know what I'm saying? But I had like over about at least $2,000 to $3,000 for shit in her trunk. I had a whole bunch of Sega Saturn games. I had a whole bunch of PS2 games, a whole bunch of PlayStation 1 games. I had about $200, a brand new shirts, another $200 of brand new pants, brand new clothes, plus my clothes, you know, shit that I had before I bought a whole bunch of new shit before I went down there. And I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. So it's kind of fucked me up, you know what I'm saying? But this is how I got asked that question. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, bus driver, you know, how do I get to Midtown? Because I remember Midtown in Atlanta. Midtown is like Atlanta is so rainbow friendly. So, you know, you see rainbow flags everywhere. And Midtown, since it's like Atlanta's fashion capital, you know, it be packed. And it's really friendly over there. So I was like, I'll go to Midtown. You know what I mean? I like fashion. I can apply to some jobs over here. You know what I'm saying? It's some shit to do. So I go there, and I'm like, damn, I'm kind of hungry. It's hot as fuck. Let me step inside of this noodle, which is this Asian cuisine restaurant. It's like it's considered to be a 5-star Asian restaurant that serves Thai, Korean, you know, and Chinese food. And I was like, oh shit, this the fuck? I didn't even know they had, you know, places like this out here. And hold on. I'm like, now, you know, what's going on? Because I need to say real, because I need to go make Byaku and Koryu real quick.